Hey guys, Gamenoob here. I'm here with the first place deck profile from this big VBL brawl tournament. This tournament this week I had a theme, and it was a mono deck. I went with Aquos because Aquos has pretty much really good cards on it, and it's so far. A lot of people went with different mono decks like Pirates, Darkest. So let me just start with the deck profile. I started with Bakugans are Hydorus. Very nice Hydorus. The only that had Aquos also ran Hydorus. With a 600 minus 3 Helix. And plus 50B minus plus 1 damage and minus 2 gear cost. I did run 3 copies of the gear, which is one of the best gears in Aquos in my opinion. And the next Popgun is Cobble, with a magic shield of 650 and a fire fist of 200 plus 3 and minus 2 for the gear. And the third Popgun is Pegasus Core from Battle Brothers, the first set. Double shield. I had a plus 400 Aquos and Darkest, and a plus 200 minus 2 gear cost for the gear. Alright, let me get into the evils. Evil side. I run 2 copies of Hybrid Couple. I will run 3, but I only have 2, so I just decided to run 2. Wasn't sure this tournament this week they allow proxies, so I just went with what I had. It turned out pretty great. I keep pulling him. 3 copies of Hybrid Pegatrix. This guy went pretty good on B power with the plus 400 B core, a stat, and the buffs that he gains. He went up to 1700 B and 11 damage. He was my last gun to use in a team attack, which helped a lot of cases, and a lot of people were running shields, mainly Darkest, most Darkest. I did brought 2 Darkest decks on this tournament, and 2 mirror matches. 3 copies of Deep Dive. Oh man, the light is just hitting it. Okay, that's good. 3 copies of Deep Dive for reroll. I only used this card once just to draw another card. I never actually needed. I used him for rerolls when I needed him. Whenever I missed my rerolls, I just died. Just great. And again, I only have 3 copies, so 3 copies of Shun. This card, base 0, draw a card every time you open. Should have probably run more rerolls, but it turned out great. Also, I think only one brawl, I only pulled Shuns, and the other 3 other brawls that I had, I never got a Shun in my hand, so that was just bad luck. Three copies Wave Slash. Good card. Use him a lot. Works great with flow. Everybody knows about that. Three copy of Flooding Waters. This is a monos Aquos deck. So for 1 cost plus 3 plus 600 was just a must to run in this tourney with the mono Aquos. This card, best first turn, best any turn. Cheap, combine it with Wave Slash, works great too. 2 copies of Aqua Bubbles. I faced Randy and Greg, which they both had the Aquos, monos Aquos. So it was a mirror match. Randy had 3 copies of it. I'm not sure Greg had 3 copies, but more than I like would. I would run 3, 2, but I only had 2. So that's the only reason I only ran 2. Alright, now I'm getting to the best cards. The gears. 3 copies of Aquos Thrusters. Best card in the game. It is plus 300, plus 3 damage. Let me see. With the minus reduction 2, it'll be cost 2 energy, but 303 damage. I'll put these together because I want to show them a reason for it. And there's 2 copies of Claw Cutter. Well, Claw Cutter is at 2 energy costs. Ooh, right. And plus 4 damage. More damage, more wins. And I combine that with Mind Flood, 2 costs. It gains 2 damage and then plus 2 more damage for each card I have played before this card. So that was a good combination. This set right here, the gears, the damage increase, was the best thing I had in my deck. I'm just playing this whole cards right here. This, what is this? 7 cards. They were just completely useless. The only reason I run these cards because I was thinking like, oh, I'm gonna face pirates, and if I can't negate it, I'm gonna increase my damage and win with damage with these cards. It will make it easier with Pegatrix because Pegatrix increased damage on the base. With a shield, he gains 5 in total, and with the higher Pegatrix, he gains damage all the way to 11 with the shield attached to it. That was one of them, and the other 2 were pretty decent damage. But the whole entire tourney, I didn't use a single one of these. In a way, I found out that this was a smart thing that I did, because every time I got any of these cards, I just automatically recharged it, and it was really useful for the next card sets. And I always had like a lot of energy, like 6 energy, 7, and it was really easy to pull these off. So the negates. So 3 copies of Blinding Ink, 3 copies of Triple Blast Canyon, and 2 copies, of Sinkhole. I would love to run 3 copies of Sinkholes, but I only have 2. So I just decided to go with it. What I'm saying is the last damage set I showed you right now, earlier, I would just recharge them every time I had them in my hand. And most of the times I won, my last fight or so, I usually end up negating my opponent. Whenever I had Hyper Cobble or Hyper Pegatrix already on the stage, they had to increase their B power or they had to use some combo, and I would just negate it. With my last match with Randy, the finals, he would just play as the Aquafly to mess me up, but I would respond with Binding Ink. And then he responded with also a Sinkhole, and I responded with my Sinkhole. I literally had, if not enough damage, enough energy to play that, to negate it. And that's one of the first rounds that I won against him. So yeah, this is it. This is the main reason I won. Just a bunch of negates. I also used Triple Blast in there too. Not as much as Blinding Ink or Sinkhole, but still pretty good. Right. The flip cards, so 2 copies of Deep Freeze was really nice and handy, especially against Darkest. A lot of Darkest Bakugan were holding shields or Helix, and also good against Hydoris with the Mono Aquos mirror matches. 1 copy of Counter Aggressive, For the Pirates in the house, didn't use this a single time. I just recharged this. I didn't win up against Chaos or Pirates. One copy of Counter Outsiders. Saved me a few times against Darkest. Pretty nice. Not great on Mono Aquos, no. This card was good against Mono Aquos. 2 copies of Counter Aquos. I would run 3, but I only had 2 copies. And that's my profile.